Shri Guru Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya He Mabbadibhyatchavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahapremarasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshe Chilpastu Kamadi Tarankamadi Kripa Mahitvam Shanam Prapanna Vrinde Numaste Charanaravindam Vrinde Numaste Charanaravindam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Everyone. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Shama Sundar Shikanda Shikar Smaraha Sumurali Manada Radhikar Mama Kripa Nidhe Supriyacharna Kinkurim Kuru Tavaivasmi Najbamityavana Iti Vikyaya Devi Tam Namaham Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmatiya Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Leela Pravisht Om Vishnu Pada, Ashtotar Sri Rupa Nugacharya Varya, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyavacha putitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo. Gurudeva ki Today, we are most fortunate to come together to honor, to glorify a great Vaishnava, my Gurudev, Nityalila Pavrishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotarasta Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, on this occasion of his Vyasa Puja, his appearance day in this world. Don't think that by coming here today you will waste your time. There is nothing more important than glorifying the great devotees, the great saints who have realized the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Perhaps you know that once, after Sri Krishna had lifted Giraj Govardhan for 7 days and nights, after that Indra and all the devatas came and they performed the Abhishek and worship of Sri Krishna. And after that worship was completed, then the demigods, they were flying back through the sky towards their abodes in the Swargalok and other planets. At that moment, they realized all the world has become filled with peace. From the oceans have manifested so many jewels. The cows are flooding the world with their milk. All the wild animals, like deer and tigers, who are usually have enmity, they've become friends. The snakes and the mongoose stood against each other, but they became friends. Everyone who was before very lusty. Even the demigods, they always like to drink amrita and enjoy with the apsaras. But they all their senses became peaceful and satisfied. In other words, when a great personality is respected and worshipped, then this gives benefit to the whole, it uplifts the whole universe. And you will see today, before you leave this room, that you have changed and transformed. And your heart is no longer thirsty to drink the poison of material sense gratification. So there was a tremendous effect of the puja, the worship of Sri Krishna at that time. But Sri Krishna himself has said, Mad Bhakta Puja Vyadika. The worship of my devotee is even more effective, even superior to my own worship, Krishna has said. So this day is very auspicious and beneficial for us here and for the whole world. Though today is not the day that Srila Vyasadeva was born, but still, on the appearance day of Sri Guru, the spiritual master, that we worship him, and that day is called Vyasa Puja, the worship of Vyasadeva. Why? Huh? If you have a circle, and you draw a line touching both sides and going through the center, that line, we call it the diameter. In Sanskrit, diameter is called vyas. Why is he called vyas? Oh, as the diameter divides a circle, so Srila Vyasadeva, he took one Veda, Yajurveda, and he divided it. And it became Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and the Atharva Veda. And the mantras which are left over became the Puranas. And also, because on the order of Narad Muni, Srila Vyasadeva, he went into samadhi, into trance. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite malay apasat purusham purnam mayam chatad apasrayam. And in his trance, Srila Vyasadeva saw all the beautiful pastimes of Sri Krishna. How Sri Krishna simultaneously appeared as Vasudeva in a four-handed form in the prison cell of Kamsa Maharaj to Vasudeva and Devaki, and at the same time was born in his original form like a natural child from the womb of Mother Yashoda in Nanda Gokul. He saw how Sri Krishna was very merciful to Putana, though Putana came to kill him, but he gave her position like a mother in Golok. He saw how this very sweet and beautiful baby, he's so greedy to taste the love of his devotees that he would go to the house of the neighbors and steal butter there. He saw how Mother Yashoda bound him with a rope. How Sri Krishna danced on the head of Kaliya. How he lifted Govardhan Hill. How he stole the clothes of Braj Gopis who were bathing in Jamuna. How he called all Braj Gopis to the forest of Vrindavan in the night during the day, the full moon day in the month of Sharad, Shardiya Rasa Lila. And how when Sri Krishna left Vrindavan on the chariot of Akrura and went to Mathura, all Braj Gopis, they were weeping so much in separation. He saw the pastimes of Sri Krishna in Mathura and in Dwarka. Everything from beginning to end. How was it possible? By the power of the mantra given by his guru, Narad Muni. So don't think that mantra is an ordinary thing, that this is the Shabda Samanya, material sound vibration. When the Sadguru gives mantra to the disciple, if the disciple will do Sharnagati, unconditional surrender, and become completely the Seva Parayan, absorbed in service. Then just as Srila Vyasadeva, when he remembered his mantra, he saw directly all the pastimes of Sri Krishna, you will also see directly all the beautiful pastimes of Sri Krishna. So Srila Vyasadeva realized the spiritual world, and he also saw, behind Krishna there was Maya Devi, the goddess of the material world. And there he saw many souls, jivas, floating in illusion, in the material world, in Goa. And all over the universe. They were covered with anartha, ignorance, misconception, and attachments. Down into the lower species, into the insects and animals, and then again coming up to the human form, wasting their life and going back down again, drowning again and again in the ocean of material existence. Then Srila Vyasadeva, he realized, Anartho pasamam sakshad bhakti yoga madokshaje lokasya janato vidvangs chakre sattvata sanghitam. The living beings who are covered by ignorance in this world, they can be delivered from the material world into the eternal beautiful pastimes of Sri Krishna by hearing the Śrīmad Bhagavatam. There is nectar and joy. On the other hand, there's an ocean of misery. All the living entities in that material energy, they're missing all the beautiful nectar of love for Sri Krishna. Missing everything. How can they be transferred from the material energy to the spiritual energy? Shri Guru is that person whose heart cries for this. Krishna nama sutta koryapan jurayopakati vinod pran nama bina kichu nahi ko ar chauda bhuvana maji. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, oh, please drink the nectar of the holy name and give relief to my heart. Juraya Bhakti Pran. My pran is burning because you are not drinking the nectar of Krishna Prem. So be kind and drink this nectar, and then my heart will feel some relief. Nama bina kichu nahikoa. In all the 14 worlds there is nothing but Harinam. Don't look anywhere else. So this is the bhav of the Sadguru, the mood of the spiritual master. the disciple, he may not at first feel such things. But the disciple should think, I must preach on behalf of my Gurudev because my Gurudev's heart is burning and suffering. So to give Gurudev relief from this suffering, I have to try to help all the jivas of this world. Understand? So come back to the history of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva was seeing the spiritual world and the material world, and he realized that the souls who are suffering can go into the shelter of Krishna's loving service by hearing the glories of the holy name and Krishna's pastimes, and therefore he presented Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So Vyas means diameter. Because Srila Vyasadeva was in touch with the center of all existence, Sri Krishna. And because by his vision he touched both sides, the spiritual world and the material world. Therefore, his name is Vyasadeva. So that Vyasadeva, he appears again and again in this world. He empowers the pure devotees. So that sadhu who sits on the seat, the Vyasasan, the seat of Vyasadeva, who from his guru has received the realization of the spiritual world and the material world that Srila Vyasadeva has, and who himself is the embodiment of all the nectar of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, that guru, that saint, is worshipped by Vyasa Puja. So on this day, though it's not Srila Vyasadeva's own direct birthday, but it's the appearance day of my Gurudev, because in this period of time, from 1921 to 2010, then the representative of Srila Vyasadeva was manifested in this world and giving the mercy of Sri Krishna. In Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva has written there, Bayam dvitiya abhinaveshata shat ishara paitasya viparya smriti tanmaya to buddha abhiritam bhaktyakesham guru devatatma. Bayam dvitiya abhinaveshata. When a soul, due to ignorance, thinks there is the swatantra vastu. That means that swatantra means independent and vastu means substance. If you think that there is any swatantra vastu, substance independent of Sri Krishna, then you go into the state of the dvaita, duality. Sri Krishna is everywhere. Sri Krishna is in everything. Not even a blade of grass can move without the will of the Supreme Lord. In fact, in this world, we cannot even say that the Paramatma is in everything. It would be more correct to say that the Paramatma himself, Eko Bahusham, has become everything. It's not that there are these things and then Paramatma went into them. All these things, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, there is only Supreme Lord everywhere. But our consciousness cannot tolerate this. It cannot accommodate this due to aversion to the loving service of God. Because if you don't love God, then if you'll see Him everywhere, you can't get away from Him. It's too much. So then, the living being who is averse to God is in Maya. Though he is everywhere, he thinks, so where is God? Cannot see Him anywhere. Sri Guru appears into this world only to awaken us from our sleep, from our illusion. Sri Krishna, the name of Sri Krishna, is more real than the earth and the sky. And the message coming from the lips of Sri Guru is that very Krishna himself in the form of sound vibration. So, unless the disciple will accept the words emanating from the lips of Sri Guru to be greater, more important than the earth and the sky and everything in the universe, then the disciple can never realize or understand this teaching of Shastra, of the Vedas. Understand? So, Ishad Apetasya means when a person turns Ishad away, their consciousness is turned away from God. Then they go into a state called the Dvitiya Abhinivesh. Abhinivesh means absorption, and Dvitiya means duality or a second thing. In other words, there's only one thing, but in his consciousness he thinks there's something else. The conditioned souls think that there is a Swatantra Vastu, something going on independently, not under the control of God. Even if a person believes in God. But they have a concept like a deism. They have a concept like deism. Just like they think that God made the world like a clock, then He wound up the clock and put it on the table and then He went out. God is somewhere else and the world is going on in its own independent way. He made it and then he left town like absentee father. So, even a person who believes in God, they also have Dvitiya Abhinivesh, absorption of their consciousness in the idea that something is independent or separate from him. if we realize that see, Krishna is the supreme controller of everything, and also Bhaktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvalokam Aishwaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyattvamam Shantim Richati. If we realize that not only Krishna is in control of everything, but he is also our best friend, then what inauspiciousness can come in our life? Nothing, because your best friend will always manage everything for your benefit. But if we think that there is Swatantra Vastu, independent substance, now danger is everywhere. That the world is out of control. Everyone is against me. What will happen next? So, Bhayam Dvitiya Abhiniveshata Syat. When the soul turns away from God and he has Dvitiya Abhinivesh, absorption in duality, then Bhayam, he becomes filled with fear. The characteristic of a pure devotee is that he is fearless. Do you know when Durvasa Rishi tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj, he pulled out his jata, one of his locks, and he made a kritya, a fiery demoness, and told this kritya to kill Ambarish Maharaj. And Ambarish Maharaj was very peaceful. Huh? Understand? What's your name? Alexei. Alexei. Oh, Alexei. If a maniac will run into the room on fire, saying, "Kill Alexei, kill Alexei," how will you feel? Peaceful? Then you can just imagine the consciousness of Ambarish Maharaj, who is completely free from any duality at all. He's peaceful when the fiery demon is coming to kill him. He thinks Krishna is my best friend. Either Krishna will save me, or he will kill me because Krishna wants to relocate me to another place, another life to serve there. So then I'll go wherever he wants me to serve him. So bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshata syat. When there is duality, then there is fear, always, anxiety. All the consciousness becomes absorbed in trying to solve existential issues. This existential threats. And then there's very little time to think of Krishna. But the reason we even think that these threats exist is because we're not thinking of Krishna. That's the reason. Don't think only by putting on tilak and saying I'm a devotee that one becomes free from this. Once there was one guru. he came to meet with my Gurudev to take some advice. He said, I am preaching in one country, one area in one country. This is my zone. But now another preacher has come in my zone. And he is preaching that, what can I do? Gurudev said, why are you afraid? Bhayam dvitya abhiniveshitasyat. When we forget Krishna, then we become afraid. If it is your goal to bring the souls to see Krishna, and someone else is coming to help you bring the souls to see Krishna, you should be happy. So in this way, how my Gurudev has such transcendental vision. Once someone asked him, oh, after you leave this world, who will be the next Acharya after you? He said, oh, how you are seeing me and how I am seeing myself is not the same. You are seeing me like one Acharya and the head of some institution. But you should know that actually I am like Shukadeva Goswami. When Parikshit Maharaj had only 7 days left to live, then miraculously, all the sages from around the universe, they all came to the bank of the Ganges where he was fasting. There was no email in those days, no SMS or anything. How did all the sages from all over the universe know to come there? So that he would have sadhu sangha at that time when he really needed the sadhu sangha. See, Krishna has arranged it. And at that time, Shukadeva Goswami appeared from the forests. No one knows, he is naked. No one knows where he came from. He sat down and he spoke Śrīmad Bhagavatam for 7 days and nights. Then he got up and he left and no one knows where he went. So no one knows where he came from and no one knows where he went. And in the middle, he was speaking Harikatha. So Gurudev said in the same way, no one knows where I have come from. Now I am speaking Harikatha and I will go and no one knows where I am going. Which universe he will go next to serve Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur? So the pure devotees, they have no worry or fear about anything in this world. They serve Krishna just to please Krishna and to please to pacify the pain that their Gurudev feels for the other jivas. They cannot have the consciousness like ordinary human being You know, like a dog, he goes and he waters the trees around the area, then said, this is my area. If anyone will come in his area, then he'll... Pure Vaishnava never tries to control anyone. But still, they control everyone through love and affection. In this world, you can try with your husband or with your wife, or with your children, try to control them by force. And then see what result you get. My Gurudev used to say, it is like trying to make straight the tail of a dog. If you catch one dog here, and then you take a stick and you tie his tail to a stick and then massage it with ghee. Then, my Gurudev used to say this. Then, it looks straight, but when you take away the stick, what will happen? Poing. So don't try to control anyone. Only we can be controlled by love. What to speak of us? Even Krishna himself, Supreme Lord, is controlled by only love. And it is the nature of the pure devotee. Sadhguru, they have so much love, unconditional affection for their disciples. We can realize it, though sometimes the disciple is stupid. Though sometimes the disciple makes mistakes again and again. But still love of Guru is there. My Gurudev used to say, Guru has more love than thousands and thousands of mothers and fathers. And the miracle is there that for the Sadhguru, every disciple thinks, oh, Gurudev loves me more than the others. And do you know that if the Guru loves this disciple more than that one, or this disciple more than that one, he cannot love all of them more according to mathematics. But Prem, the transcendental love, does not obey mathematical rules. So it's also possible. So bayam dvitya abhiniveja shat ishad apatasya viparya smriti. When the soul turns away from God, he becomes lost in duality. And he has the viparya smriti. That means his consciousness becomes inverted. Everything is upside down. In this world, everything is temporary. But everyone thinks, oh, I will live forever. Even though they know they will not live forever. But still, practically speaking, they live as this unlimited time. Even though the body is impure, the mind is impure, the activities are impure, even after being impure and engaging in impure activities, then out of ignorance the person thinks, I am very pure. This is viparyaya, the inversion of reality. To accept asuchi, which is impure, to be suchi. My consciousness is very clean and bright. Huh? Huh? But thousands of uncontrollable attachments are there. This is the power of avidya, the power of Maya. How can the soul become free from Maya? Tanmaya to buddha abhaditam bhaktyakesham guru devatatma. Tanmaya ato. Ato means therefore, because tanmaya. Because Maya, the material energy of illusion, is tanmaya, that means it is Krishna's Maya. Because the material energy of illusion is Krishna's Maya, therefore we can only become free from it by surrendering to Krishna, and then Krishna will remove his Maya. There's no other way. Daivesha gunamayi, mama maya duratya, mameva ye prapadyante, mayamaitam tarantite. Krishna said, my Maya made of sattva, rajas and tamas is duratya, very difficult. That here very difficult means impossible. Guru Krishna rupaya shastra pramane, Guru pe Krishna kripa karen bhaktagane. See, Krishna appears in this world in the form of Sri Guru to give his mercy to us. So Sri Krishna said, Bhaktyakayesham Guru Devatatma. Should not only think, my Guru Dev is one manifestation of the Supreme Lord who has come to save me, but Guru Tatma, my Guru is more dear to me than my own soul. An ordinary person does everything for Atma, for themselves. But the disciple thinks, yes, I do everything for my Atma. Gurudev is my Atma. My Gurudev used to say, I am closer to you than the air you breathe. So when the disciple accepts Sri Guru as the form of the Lord who has come to save him and loves his Guru more dearly than his own soul, Guru Devatatma, then Maya is withdrawn. The curtain of Maya is lifted. My Gurudev used to give the example that in India there was a famous magician named P.C. Sarkar. So the government of the British Raj who were ruling India at that time, they told him, you must come and to make a performance for the administration. It must start at 3 o'clock. Because at 4 o'clock we have to have our afternoon tea. So all the dignitaries of the British government, they came to the theater and they sat down in the theater on time. But it was 3 o'clock and PC Sarkar was late. And they were waiting and waiting, they were becoming more and more angry and restless. What is this? It's already 3:30. Now it's 3:45. We said 3 o'clock, not 3 o'clock Indian time. Actual 3 o'clock, Swiss time. So when the magician, along with his assistant, they finally came onto the stage, then they were angry. The audience were angry. What is this? You are 45 minutes late. PC Sarkar said, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, look at your watches. And they took out their watches and it was exactly 3 o'clock. Then he said, this was my first trick. Now we'll do the second trick. So this is the power of a hypnotist. If he will tell, oh, it's minus 20 degrees in this room, everyone will start shivering. If he will say it's 90 degrees, everyone will begin sweating. Whatever is the will of the magician, that is the reality. That those who are under his power experience. So if an ordinary hypnotist has such power, then what to speak of the Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How powerful is Krishna's Maya? No one can imagine. Srila Prabhupada used to say, if you knew how powerful Maya was, you would faint. So, in that room, no one could escape the influence of the hypnotism of the magician, except for one person, his assistant who was carrying his bag. So, see, Krishna is the original magician and Gurudev is Krishna's assistant. Okay. Everyone in this world is in the Krishna's illusion, influenced by Maya. But Gurudev, being the assistant of Sri Krishna, he is wandering in this world completely free from Maya. So, Sri Krishna said, Tan Maya to Buddha abaditam bhaktyayikayesham Gurudeva tatma. You accept Gurudev as your life and soul. That means become the assistant of the assistant. Das anudasaha, the servant of the servant, and then the illusory energy cannot touch you. My Gurudev. But if someone even will repeat the same words, but if they are not pure, it will not have the same effect. The pure devotee never thinks, oh, I am preaching by my own power. Once in Australia, some reporters, journalists came because I'm just wandering here and there, and behind the curtain, Gaur-Nitai are dancing. And they are making everyone dance. And I am just watching. Once, there was one devotee, and he had never met with my Gurudev. But someone came to him and said, oh, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇ is coming to your town and be looking for a place where he can stay. Can you host him in your house? That devotee, oh, I have heard of him. I think he is a great saint. Yes, this is my good fortune. I agree. So then, he looked out the window of his house into his garden, and he thought, oh, this is embarrassing, my grass is quite long. Before he arrives, I should cut the grass, make the garden, make everything nice. So he took one machine, grass strimmer. And at the bottom end of the garden, he came with the strimmer, he was cutting everything. And he didn't notice that in the grass there was a snake. And the strimmer, he cut and killed the snake. So then he cleaned everything and made the garden very nice. Then the next day my Gurudev arrived. And he stayed overnight. The next morning, he said, I want to go for a walk to chant japa in the garden. So he was quite old, so he used to walk with his hand on the shoulder of a devotee. So keeping his left hand on the shoulder of that devotee, they were walking in the garden. And he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. When they got to that exact spot underneath the tree, when Gurudev stopped, he said, do you have snakes here? So then his heart was beating. Boom, 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 boom. He said, yes. Guru said, don't kill them. Then he realized, Guru Tattva. Afterwards, they went into the house. Gurudev said to that same devotee, do you have any questions? The devotee he did not know how to express himself. Even without posing a question, the question that was in his heart, Gurudev answered. He said, your heart is divided. Why? Because you received Harinam from Srila Prabhupada. Then you received Diksha from Srila Bhakti-Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. So first initiation was from Srila Prabhupada, then Srila Prabhupada left. Then afterwards he received Diksha from Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And now you are receiving Shiksha from me. So you have 3 gurus, you don't know which one to serve. Guru Deva Tatma. Which one is your Atma? So your heart is divided here and there and you are confused. The devotee said, yes, actually that's my question. Then Gurudev said, it was my experience that when I used to sit at the feet of my Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī, perhaps you know, Srila Nārāyaṇa Goswami's Guru, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, is the Prabhupada's sannyas Guru. Prabhupada, who founded ISKCON, his sannyas Guru is my Gurudev's Diksha Guru. So, he said, when I used to sit at the feet of my Gurudev, and my Gurudev used to explain Vedanta Sutra, at that time I looked at him and I realized it is as if Baladev Vidyabhushan, Prabhu, the author of Govinda Bhasya, the explanation of the Vedanta Sutra in our Sampradaya, it is as if he has appeared there and he himself is explaining Vedanta Sutra. When I used to sit at the feet of my Gurudev and he would explain all the different tattvas, Bhakti Tattva, Bhagavad Tattva, Krishna Tattva, then I looked and I felt as if Jiva Gosvāmī, the author of the Sandarbhas, Sat Sandarbhas, has appeared there and he's explaining these things. And when my Gurudev, he used to tell sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna, full of rasa, then I looked at him, and it seemed as if Rupa Goswami himself was speaking. So the practical teaching is this: Shri Guru is the transparent via medium. That means that present in Shri Guru, all the Guru Parampara is there. Prabhupada is there, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is there, Srila Vishwanath Thakur, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, all the acharyas in the Guru Parampara, they are present in Guru because Guru is one. This is Guru Tattva, the principle of Guru. So, your heart should not be divided. Because the absolute realm, it has variety, but beyond duality. In this world, ekatva and bahutva, that means ekatva, oneness, and bahutva, the multiplicity, they are enemies of each other. But it is Prem that makes the bahutva exist in the service of ekatva, together in harmony. So in this way, Gurudev, his preaching was going on in a mystical way, by mystical power. Even before I came to my Gurudev, he came to me in a dream. And this happened to many devotees all over the world. So the preaching of pure devotees is not just going here and there arguing with everyone and wrestling them and defeating them philosophically. It is going on by the mystic power of Gaura-Nitai. I can say that my Gurudev was the embodiment of aprakrita nishta. Nishta means faith, loyalty, and aprakrita means supernatural. In other words, a faith which is so intense, it's not possible to be generated in this world by any type of intellectual adjustment. He had the aprakrita nishta in the holy name. Kanda kanda hoy deya jai jari pran tabuami badanena chori harinam. Gurudev used to say, you must be like Srila Haridas Thakur. Vidya vadhu jivanam. All transcendental knowledge comes from the holy name. If some college student would come to him and say, oh, Gurudev, I am at university, but I want to leave everything and join your mat. Then he used to say, no, go back to college, you complete your education and then come. Because I have some people to wash the pots and chop potatoes. But I also need some academics and educated person to support in book publication. So complete your education and then come. But if someone had completed the education, then come to surrender at the mat, and after that they wanted to go back to university, that no. He used to say, if someone, after surrendering to their guru, they try to go back into the material education, what will they get there? That means they've become atheists. He used to say, try to enroll in the University of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. He used to chant 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. And when you go to Haridas Thakur University, you should enroll in the department of Srila Gokishodas Babaji Maharaj. Srila Gokishodas Babaji Maharaj, perhaps you know, he was illiterate, he could not read and write. But he realized everything by chanting Harinam. Vidya vadhu jivanam. The Harinam Sankirtan is the life and soul of all Vidya, transcendental knowledge. You know, the Vedas say, Tad Vijnanatam Sagarum Eva Bigachet. If you want to get Vijnan, realization, then you must approach a Guru. Once there was a devotee, he was a scholar at Harvard University. He might be watching. Haribol Prabhu. He came to India and he was going everywhere to different libraries and he was scanning old manuscripts and making them into a format of microfilm. A previous technology before you were born. So he was working very hard on this big project and he came to see my Gurudev. He said, I am a scholar from the Harvard University and I have made the microfilm of this manuscript and this one. And he was going on for a long, long time explaining his own qualities and pastimes. And my Gurudev was just patiently listening. So then finally when he ran out of breath, then Gurudev said, and what have you realized? Then he realized that he did not realize anything. Only collecting so much information and data from here and there is not Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means that when you utter the two syllables, Krishna, then you see Krishna in front of you and Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. Realization. So one day, some very wealthy person from Calcutta came to visit Srila Gokishodas Babaji Maharaj. And see, our Prabhupada Bhaktivedānta Thakur was a young devotee, was there at that time, watching. So then that wealthy person, he said, oh, Srila Gokishodas Babaji Maharaj, please, please, give me your mercy, give me your mercy. Babaji Maharaj said, yes, of course. Just stay here with me in this hut and chant. That wealthy person said, oh, but I have a return ticket by the train to Calcutta. Srila Gokishodas Babaji Maharaj said, if you cannot give up your return ticket to Calcutta, how do you think you can aspire for that goal that even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are trying to attain? Krishna Prem in Golok Vrindavan. At that moment, Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur said, now understand, Srila Gokishodas Babaji Maharaj, he is illiterate from the worldly point of view. Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur is a topmost scholar of Sanskrit, astrology, mathematics, everything. He said, when he saw that exchange, he said, then I realized the meaning of Sagurum Eva Bigachet. Eva Bigachet means one must approach Guru. Understand? Understand? You may be expert scholar of Sanskrit and you can read on the paper, Eva Bigachet. One must approach Guru. But do you realize the meaning of the word Eva Bigachet? That means by soul. We have to approach Guru. Not with the return ticket, one-way ticket. Approach Guru forever. Not to go back and drink the sewage from the drain of the material life. Understand? So realization. It does not come from any great intelligence or scholarship. It comes by hearing and serving under the guidance of Gurudev. Only then the powerful meaning of Shastra, of the Veda, Purana, and especially Śrīmad Bhagavatam can prakashante mahatmana, manifest in the heart. I am thinking of remembering my Gurudev, so many things that he did, so many things that he said. If I'll say whatever is coming into my mind, we'll be speaking all day and night. So sometimes less is more. So only one or two small points. Do you have patience to hear a little bit more? The disciple cannot repay his spiritual master. Because the spiritual master gives what? Brahmande Brahmate Kon Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. After wandering for millions of births in this universe, when by the mercy of Guru and Krishna we meet the spiritual master, then Gurudev plants in our heart Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of devotion to Krishna. That seed is a Krishna Seva Basana, a special deep impression. I want to serve Krishna. It is transcendental. And the root of all of our good fortune. And see, Gurudev gives us so many treasures. Raghunath Das Gosvāmī has expressed it in his Mukta Charita. Nama Shreshtam Manamapi Sachiputramatra Surupam Rupam Tasyagrajamuripurim Maturim Gostavatim Radha Kundama Giribaram Aho Radhika Madhavasam Prabto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru I bow down to Sri Guru, who has given by his Pratita Kripa, that is the vast, vast ocean of mercy. He has given me so many things. First of all, Nama Shreshtam. He has given me the best name. Oh, we are telling about being the University of Srila Haridas Thakur. Srila Haridas Thakur has said when he was about to be punished by the Nawab, by the king of Bengal, who was a Muslim, he said, the king told him, you should stop chanting the name of the Hindu god. Srila Haridas Thakur said, there's no such thing as Hindu god, Muslim god, Christian god. There's only one God, the Lord of everyone. And everyone in the world who worships God in the way in which God in his heart is inspiring him. What a beautiful universal vision. He said, so I am inspired to chant the name of Krishna, so you can cut my body into thousands of pieces, and my pran may leave, but my tongue will never stop chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. You can cut my body into thousands of pieces and my pran may leave, but I'll never give up chanting. Unless there's a very big football match going on. Unless my favorite film star comes out with a new movie. So Raghunath Das Goswami is saying, Nama Sashtam. Gurudev has given me the best name. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the best name. It is like a garland. Just as a garland is made of flowers, but inside there's a sutra, a thread. So inside the flowers of this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, there is a thread of Prem, the thread of love inside. Nama Sastam Manumapi. Manum means the Diksha mantras, especially Gopal mantra. By the Gopal mantra, Gurudev gives us a sambandha, a relationship with the holy name. Who are you? Are you Krishna's the friend? Are you Krishna's parent? Are you Krishna's beloved? What kind of relationship do you have to Krishna? Gurudev gives this in the heart of the disciple through the Diksha mantra, the Gopal mantra. Sachiputram Atrasrupam. Gurudev gave me the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What are you doing here, singing and dancing on the beach? It means Gurudev has connected you with the eternal mission of Radha Krishna Militatanu. Radha Krishna have come together in one form as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Gurudev is connecting us with his eternal service. Atra Swarupam. And Swarup Damodar Goswami is a very near and intimate associate of Mahaprabhu actually the incarnation of Lalita Sakhi. If you want to serve Radha and Krishna without the mercy of Lalita Sakhi, it's impossible. Even Radharani cannot serve Krishna without Lalita Sakhi's permission. What to speak of anyone else? Durtei brajendra tanayet anushustabamya ma dakshina bhava kalankini lagavaya. Lalita Sakhi will tell Radharani, hey, don't look at him. Don't be submissive to him. You should take my advice. Sarupam Sagrajatam. A Gurudev has given me the association of Rupa Gosvāmī and Sanatan Gosvāmī. Gostavatim. By Gurudev's mercy, I stayed in the Brajmandal. Radha Kundam. Gurudev gave me a place to stay in Radha Kund. In the lap of Giriraj Govardhan. This is the highest place in the spiritual and material worlds. Radhika Madhavasam, and Gurudev infused into my heart the spontaneous loving service to Radha and Madhav. Prapto yasya pratita kripaya si gurum tam tostvi. So I bow down to Gurudev, by whose mercy praptaha I attained all these things. So these are the unlimited, priceless blessings of Shri Guru. Once my Gurudev was giving Harikatha in a Franciscan monastery. In San Diego. So in the early morning time, he told me, oh, Prem Prayojana, you give class. And then Gurudev, he went for a japa walk. Well, he was walking there with some devotees, few devotees who was chanting, and one young monk, Franciscan monk, was there, and he saw Gurudev and he thought, oh, really he is a saint. He could see he is effulgent. So that young Christian Franciscan monk, he plucked up the courage and he approached Gurudev. He said, I am a young monk and you are very elderly and senior spiritual personality. Can you give some advice to me? Gurudev said, he looked at him with his blue eyes, though he seems to be from India, but his eyes are blue, like Śrīmati Radhika. He was born in Tiwaripur on the bank of the Ganges in Bihar, but when he went to the temple of Lord Jagannath, they would not let him in. They say, you are not an Indian person. Why do you have blue eyes? So then he spoke to them in fluent Hindi and explained his gotra and history. Okay, then come. So then Gurudev looked at that young Christian monk and he said to him, my advice to you is this. Try to live your life in such a way that you exactly follow the life and the example of Jesus Christ. It was a big surprise for him, and at once he just burst out crying. And he could feel the love of God coming from Gurudev. What he will do in this life or next life, no one can say. But we know that by receiving mercy of a pure devotee, then your trajectory must go towards the highest goal. So while Gurudev was walking, then the time came, he said, I have to give a morning class. So I came and I sang some bhajans, and then I began the morning class. Nama Shrestam Manamapi. And I began to say this verse before the class. And just as I finished the verse, I was just coming to the end of the verse, Gurudev walked in from the back of, there were so many people, more like 5 times more than this. And from the back of the room, Gurudev walked in and said, "Stop!" Everyone looked around, gave obeisances. And Gurudev walked up to the front, said, "Why are you saying this verse?" This verse says, "Prapto yasya." Praptaha means, by the mercy of Guru, I have attained all these treasures. So have you attained? Have you attained Shuddha Nam? Have you realized your Diksha Mantra? Have you attained Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarvdamada, Rupa Gosvāmī, Sanatana Gosvāmī, eternal residence in Braj at Radhakund? And the direct service of Radha and Krishna? Praptaha? Have you attained? Then why are you saying Prapto? Why are you saying this? In front of everyone. With folded hands I said, Gurudev. Actually I was not saying this verse. Because I have learned from you that when we say any verse of Shastra or we sing any song of the Acharya, we should think, I am not singing, they are singing and I am only listening. So I was just thinking, Raghunath Das Goswami is singing this verse and I was just listening, Gurudev. This I have learned this from you. So when you are reciting Shastra, if this is a verse of Shukadev Goswami, you should think, Shukadev Goswami is speaking, I am only listening. Don't have ahankar, ego, that I am doing everything. If you sing a song of Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur, don't have the ego, I am singing. Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur is singing and I am fortunate to hear his Nitya Kirtan, eternal Kirtan. If a person does not give up their ego when they engage in bhakti, then they cannot receive any of these treasures. They'll become just like Ravan. Ravan thought, oh, I have stolen away Sita. But this was not Sita, it was Maya Devi. And he was destroyed. So then when I said to Gurudev, I did not think I was speaking. I was listening only to Raghunath Das Goswami. Then he smiled. Then very lovingly, he put his hand on my shoulder. And he said, actually, the reason why I came in the room and said, stop, was because I was remembering my Gurudev. He said, you see, when I was a young devotee, one day I was giving class and I said this verse, Namasrastam Manamapi. And my Gurudev came in the room and said, stop! And I said, why are you saying that? Have you attained everything? So when I came in, I remember my Gurudev and I could not check it. I said, and I did it also. So how sweet and loving is a pure devotee. When you see a pure devotee, they are walking, they are talking, whatever they are doing. But we cannot understand. Everything that they're doing is only by the inspiration of their own Guru. Because Guru Devatatma. Because a pure devotee has accepted his Guru, has his own Atma. He has no swatantrata, he has no independence. And being lost in service, only then we can find ourselves. Our true spiritual identity. And in Uchagaon, near Varsana, there is the place of Nārāyaṇa Bhatta Gosvāmī. He's one of the famous Goswamis who discovered and actually made the whole route of the Chaurasi Cross Braj Mandal Parikrama. So he's very famous Vaishnava, and where his samadhi is, that's called the Braj Acharya Peeth, the place of the Acharya of Braj Mandal. Nārāyaṇa Bhatta Goswami is the author of Braj Bhaktivedānta. Srila Vishwanath Thakur has even quoted it in his commentary on Ujjvala Nilamani. So the present day Acharya of that place, the direct descendant of Nārāyaṇa Bhatta Goswami, at that time his name was Deepak Bhatta Goswami. So these two organizations, the Brajacharya Peeth and the World Religious Parliament based in Delhi, they came together and they wanted to give an award to my Gurudev. So this award, they wanted to give him a title, Yugacharya. The Acharya of the whole Yuga. So for years they were harassing him. You have to accept this title, and Gurudev always refused. Then after many years, I think it was about 2003, then he, or maybe 2001, then he accepted, all right, because he had some idea. So in the village of Uchagaon, they organized a huge assembly. thousands of Brajbasis were there. Oh, the head of the Brahmin community of Nandagaon and all his associates. The head of the Brahmin community of Varsana and all his associates. The head of the Brahmin community of the Chiksoli and the Sonara and all the villages of the Astasakis. And they're all there. The heads of the Gop communities, the Vaishya communities, the cowherd communities of different villages all over Brajavana, they were there with their associates also. And in that great assembly, they did a Pushpa Abhishek, flower Abhishek with flower petals of Gurudev. And they all worshipped him. And then they gave him one plaque with an inscription on it. A plaque, like a golden plaque with it engraved. So, and Padmanabh Maharaj, they asked him to read it out, what it said. It said, on this day, at the Brajacharya Pit, along with the World Religious Parliament, we are giving this award to Srila Narayan Maharaj of Yuga Acharya. Because he is learned in all the Vedas and all the Vedangas. In astrology and Sanskrit. But more than that, he is the protector of the Vaishnav Dharma. And more than that, he is a protector of Braj Mandal. He is full of love for all the Brajbasis. Because he is very humble and kind to everyone. Because he has the accommodation in his heart for people of all religions of the world. And because he has published so many important scriptures. And he has developed and glorified all the holy places like Uddhav Kari, Brahmakund, Pilipokar, and so many other places. My Gurudev, those places, they were falling apart. And from all over the world, he collected money and renovated those holy places. And therefore, it is our good fortune to have the chance to honor him with this title, Yuga Acharya. And everyone's, Jai, Jai. And all the ladies were ululating. So then, they gave the microphone to Gurudev to speak and it was complete silence. What will he say? Gurudev said, actually, I don't know what quality that you see in me that you should give me such an award. In this yuga, there are many great acharyas like Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya. Especially Rupa Gosvāmī, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Prabhupada. They are qualified to receive such a title as Yugacharya, but I am not qualified. I think it is only your kindness and your purity of heart and your generosity that you see some quality in me. I am only like a dust at the lotus feet of these great acharyas. It may be that now is Kali Yuga, and at this time in history, I am serving in this role here in Braja. So you have given me this title. For many years, Deepak Bhattaji and others were requesting me to accept, and I always said no, no. But finally, I have accepted it. Not for myself, I have accepted it on their behalf. This is very important. A pure Vaishnava, though the world may worship him with so many flowers, but he never accepts even one petal for himself. Vaishnava thinks that if the deity is going on a procession through the street and everyone is throwing flowers, if a dog is walking along there, some of the flowers will fall on the dog also. So Vaishnava feels that, oh, all the universe, all the devatas, everyone, they're showering flowers on my Gurudev, and I'm standing next to my Gurudev, so some is also landing on me. So Gurudev said, I am not worthy of this, but I have accepted on their behalf, and I have come here because there will be a big assembly. There are some things I want to share with you. It was an excuse to say something. He said, I am not like those great acharyas, but there is one thing. I have given my life to serve the Brijbasis. But so many Brijbasis, they are very good. I have given my life completely to serve the Brijbasis because this Braj Mandal is the heart of Bharat. Bharat is India, the old name of India, but the heart of Bharat is Braj Mandal, because Braj Mandal is the place of love. Just like Ayodhya, the place of Lord Ramachandra. Ayodhya is also a place of love. But this love is bound by Maryada, by some etiquette. But in Braja, all the Maryada is broken and the love expands unlimitedly. This, I'm commenting this now. That's my comment. Gurudev didn't say that today. So Gurudev said, this Braj is the heart of Bharat because it's the place of Bhagavad Prem. What is this Bhagavad Prem? Krishna, he may be Brajeshwar, the Lord of Braja, but he is not Raseshwar. Because the only Ishwar of Rasa is Radharani, she is Raseshwari. If Radharani will click her fingers, then Krishna will jump. Radharani, only by the glance of her eyes, she can make Krishna stand up, sit down, and stand up again. Priyako Natswan, Sikavati Radha Pyari, Manu Gomana Lakutaliya Thari, Mantara Gati Jabi, Darapata Kunj Bihari. Just like a dancing teacher stands there with the stick and trains the students how to make mudras and how to do the padanyas, how to step in time with the music. Tai, ta, tai, tai, ta, tai, 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 drimiki, drimiki. Like this. She would tell the mantras and the students have to dance exactly. So in the same way, Radhika's love is Krishna's dancing teacher. And Krishna is dancing according to Radhika's desire. If you learn Indian classical dance like Bharatanatyam or Odissi dance, and you are doing the dance and you go a little bit out of time, then the teacher is very strict. Control you with the stick. So man gomana lukutiliyatari. Radharani does not have a physical stick, but she has her man. Her sulky mood. And if Krishna, Mantara Gati Jabi, if Krishna comes a little bit out of tune with Radharani's desire, then she'll frown her eyebrows and Krishna becomes afraid. Gurudev said, Krishna himself has said, Na pareyam niravadyu samyudyam swasadu krityam vibudayo shapiva ya ma bhajan durjaya gaya sinkala samvarsha tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. Oh my dear gopis, I can never repay you for your love, even if I serve you for millions of years, the whole life of Lord Brahma. So, Gurudev said, what to speak of Radhika and Braj gopis? Even Krishna is afraid of the stick of Madhya Yashoda. Tadvaso Daruyantravat, the Brijbasis, elderly ladies, they make Krishna dance. Chachar chachpe nacha nachawe. They make Krishna dance for a palm full of buttermilk. Anywhere else in the world, can anyone think of God like this? This is Prem, the real nature of love. And only those who have that love, they are real Brijbasis. They are Brijbasis. They are the ones to whom I am dedicated my life. Gurudev said, now Braj Mandala is becoming dilapidated. So I want to say that those who are staying here, who are Brijbasis, they should not become degenerates, running around here and there, trying to fleece to get money from the pilgrims. It gives a very bad impression. Try to make all the temples which are neglected and holy places, make them beautiful. Everyone will come and they'll give something. They'll give more. Gurudev said, I wanted to plant Kadamba trees at Uddhav Kyari. And the government official says, no, don't do it yourself. You have to do it through us. You have to make an application. Gurudev said, I made an application And then after 1 year, still there was no reply. And millions of rupees had been given for the development of Braj Mandal, but nothing changed, and it all went into the pockets of different people. So the government, they wrote a letter to me. Don't plant any trees. You have to do everything to us. But actually, I went there anyway and I planted all the trees. And that letter arrived 2 days later. So it's too late now. Gude said, I think that in the Indian parliament, there's not one real Indian. Back then. Now times has changed. I just came here 2 days ago. I was with Narendra Modi in Delhi for a big festival glorifying Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. And Narendra Modi was glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting Hare Krishna, Mahamantra, and glorifying Srila Prabhupada and doing puja to him. Now things have changed. But back then, there was no support for the bhakti from the government. He said, so I have come here today that we can make it our mission. All the residents of Braj Mandal and all the Westerners, also foreign persons from other countries who have come here, let's all work together to develop the beauty of Braj Mandal. Gude said, in the Vedas it is said, Tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. Lead me out of the darkness and into the light. What is that light? That light is Radha Dasyam. That light is to become the maidservant of Srimati Radharani. Without Radharani's mercy, no one can attain Sri Krishna's mercy. Satyam, Satyam, Punah Satyam. Krishna himself said, I make a vow, I make a vow, I make a vow. Again and again. That Bina Radha Prasadi na Mat Prasado na Vidyate. Without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, no one can attain my mercy. Srimati Radharani is the Ladini Shakti of Sri Krishna. Purna Shakti, complete potency of all love. And you should know, I have come here to tell you this, that Srimati Radharani, she never lived in Nandagaon. Now this was a big problem. Because on one side of the audience, all the Brahmanas from Varsana were staying there. And Gurudev was glorifying Radharani and they're all. And all the Brahmanas from Nandagaon were on that side. And the Brahmanas from this side were looking at them. And so they were getting very happy and this side were becoming very upset. Krishna married Rukmini and Satyabhama and other queens in Dwarka. They had so many children. Where are Radharani's children? You have to reconcile these things. It's said in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana that Radha Krishna married in Bandirvan But this was a Gandharva Vivaha, only exchange of garlands. Their in-laws, the parents, were not present as witnesses. So this was only a play wedding, not actual wedding. Gurudev said you can see in Śrīmad Bhagavatam when Krishna played his flute and called all the gopis to the Rasalila. Then he told them, oh, you should return to your homes, whether your husband is old or sick or poor, but still you should go and serve your husbands, otherwise you cannot go to heaven. In Gopi Geet, the gopis have said, Pati Sutan Vaya Bratri Bandhavan Ati Vilangati Atutagata. Oh, Krishna, we left our husbands just for you, to serve you. So Radharani, actually, she was married to Abhimanyu and she lives in Yavat. Gurudev said, I went to Yavat and I saw the temple was broken and the pujaris has installed the Durga and Ganesh. I told them, if you'll just take Durga and Ganesh out of here and install Radha Krishna, I'll give you the money to renovate the whole temple. Gurudev said, and they became angry with me. But you should know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came into this world to distribute Unnata Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Sriyam Parakhiya Bhav, the love of Braj Gopis who are married to others and secretly go to meet with Krishna. This is the highest Prem. So, hearing the glories of Radharani, all the Brahmanas from Varsana, they were so happy. And all the Brahmanas from the Nandagaon, they became so angry and upset. Try to understand the nature of Shri Guru. Shri Guru is not speaking to please everyone. Shri Guru speaks the truth, whether anyone likes it or not. If you only want to collect money and followers, then you'll have to compromise. You have to tell things which are very pleasing to everyone. So a person who has material attachments cannot speak the truth. You understand? What is the mood of the Brijbasis of Varsana and the Nandagaon? Even in Varsana, they also think that that Radharani went to the Nandagaon and was married to Krishna. Everyone in Varsana, they think, oh, Radhika is our Lali, like a very beautiful little princess. And mainly they have the mood, Nandagaon, that is a Sasral, mother-in-law's house. Yashoda is like a mother-in-law of Radharani. Once there was a farmer from Varsana, and he was plowing his field in the hot sun. And his field was in the middle, in the land in between Varsana on this side and the Nandagaon in this side. So one end of his field was on the Varsana side and the other end of his field was across the border on the Nandagaon side. So he was plowing the field and he came onto the Nandagaon side and from the heat he fainted. At that time, one farmer from Nandagaon, he came and saw him and he picked him up and wiped his face and he bought him some water. So that farmer who was fainted, he gradually opened his eyes and he saw that the farmer from Nandagaon was giving him some water and he said, no, I don't want. No. Eh? They are friends. They are friends. But it's the mood that if you have a family and the girl in your family is given in marriage to another family, then you give a dowry, you give some wealth with them, but you don't take anything back from them. So most of the Brahmins in the Nandagaon, they think, oh, Radharani is married to Krishna and living there. And in Varsana, they think, oh, Radharani is from here and she went there. And because that farmer from Varsana has such abhiman, Radharani is like my own daughter, then he would not accept even a drop of water when he had fainted from the heat. If someone can have such abhiman, Radhikara dasa jadi hoy abhiman, shigra milai tava gokulakan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, oh, if someone has the abhiman, I am dasi of Radhika, then very easily they can attain Krishna. So don't have the same abhiman like that, but have abhiman with the strength like that. Understand? So you can imagine, there's a whole audience, they all think like this, Swakiya mood, that Radha Krishna married. And in front of all of them, what they say, the actual Brij Basis and the real mood of Braj, and the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Parakiya Bhav, this is the highest love. Radhika is the highest, everyone should become Dasi of Radhika. Radharani never lived in Nandagaon. She only went there on the order of Madhushoda to cook and then went back to Yavat. So at least because Gurudev glorified Radhika, those from Varsana were happy, but those from Nandagaon became upset. But Gurudev knows everything. He was playing with their hearts. So then they were mumbling and complaining. So then Gurudev said to the Brahmanas of Nandagaon on this side. He said, I was actually sitting on the stage with Gurudev, just next to, and I'm watching the whole... Actually, I'm seeing it now. Gurudev said, oh, you the residents of the Nandagaon, don't think that I'm minimizing Krishna or insulting Krishna in any way. Or that Krishna is not Pati of Radhika. But in what way? Gurudev said, in the Rasa Leela, when Krishna told all the gopis, go home and serve your husbands. Then Gopi said, Yat patya patya suridam manubriti anga strinam swadharma itidam vidatra yuktam astvaiva metadupadesha paitade traishi prasto babang stanubritam kila bandhur atma. Gopi said, "O Krishna, you told us that it's the duty of every woman to serve her husband and family members. So Gurudev said, if someone is the wife, married to someone, then they have to become dasi, servant of the husband. But gopis are not married to Sri Krishna. So, they don't have to take that lower position. The wife serves the husband, and the husband should give the wife new clothing and gold and ornaments and jewels and everything. This is a duty on both sides. But the gopis, they don't have to do what Krishna tells them to do. And Krishna has never given them any gold or saris or ornaments, or Gurudev said, or soap even. Krishna only gave him a crown and garland of flowers, but the flowers are free from the forest. So, Gurudev said, Gopi, Yat patya patya sridamma nuprityanga. Krishna, you told us that we have to serve our husbands, and you've given instructions about dharma. So the person who gives you instructions about dharma is Guru. And Shastra says, Pratamang tu gurum pujam tatastaiva mamarchanam. That's what to speak of before serving the husband. Even before serving God himself, you have to serve your Guru first. So because you have instructed us in the path of Dharma, then you are our Guru, so it's our duty to serve you first. And not go home. So Gurudev told them, in this way, Krishna is Pati. He's a Pranapati. He's the Lord of Gopis' Pran. Gurudev said that this katha of Radha and Krishna from Śrīmad Bhagavatam is expressed in Parokshavad. Parokshavad means the indirect description. Parokshavad vedoyam bala nam manusashanam. Because the general people, they cannot understand what's good for them, so the Vedas instruct them indirectly, just like encouraging children. Oh, if you eat your spinach, I'll give you a sweet. And because love is not expressed directly, Krishna is more pleased. Paraksham mamacha priyam. Krishna said, Paraksham mamacha priyam. I am more pleased by the indirect explanation or description. So Gurudev told the Brahmanas, don't think that I am minimizing Krishna by glorifying Radharani. Why? Krishna is so beautiful. Radharani is so beautiful that seeing her beauty, Krishna becomes mad. And Krishna is so beautiful that when Radharani sees the beauty of Krishna, she becomes more mad than Krishna. Srimati Radhika is the highest because she has the greatest love. But who is that person whom she loves? Krishna. So, when I am speaking or when the scripture is glorifying Radharani, this is in Parokshavad the glories of Krishna. Understand? So then, all the Brahmanas on this side thought, And then what they thought was minimizing Krishna, they realized actually he was glorifying Krishna. Then everyone became happy. And by accepting that award, Gurudev at once glorified his acharyas, brought everyone together to serve Brajadham, and put forward the conclusion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Parakya Rasa, and on the pretext of making a big argument, inspired everyone with very beautiful Rasik Harikatha, all at the same time. By accepting that, that's why he accepted the award, only for that. Everyone thought we have come to give some award, but the result was everyone was floating in an ocean of love. And I was just sitting on the stage next to Gurudev and watching everything and thinking, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. I was sitting on the stage and I was feeling. So in this way, I offer my Shraddha Pushpanjali, my heart like flowers, millions of times at the lotus feet of Gurudev on this occasion of his Vyasa Puja. If I have made any mistake or said anything wrong or offended anyone, please forgive me. So very soon we'll begin our festival. So, I am very grateful to all of you who have come here in advance to make the arrangements for this. So, I look forward to seeing you again very soon in the Temple of Love. Tomorrow, in the Temple of Love. So, contact all of your contacts and invite them so we can meet with them tomorrow. Gaur Premanande. So we should sing one kirtan and then there will be Mahaprasad for everyone. Where will you serve? Here? In this room? So devotees no one should leave. If anyone is left, call them, tell them to come back to take Mahaprasad. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Radhe. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Radhe. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. Oh, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Guru Dev. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Oh, Ni Sai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Ni Sai Gaura Hari Bo. Ni Sai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Ni Sai Gaura Hari Bo. Vrindavan Vyayalala ki jai, Varsani wali ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Sham, Jai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Gadari Shri Radhavanodvarju ki jai. Nitya Prishta Om Vishnu Bhareshtu Smad Rupanugati Harivarishla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Prishta Om Vishnu Bhareshtu Smad Bhaktivedānta Brahman Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Prishta Om Vishnu Bhareshtu Smad Bhaktivedānta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Prishta Om Vishnu Bhareshtu Smad Bhakti Pragyan Kesh Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Antilil Prastom Vishnupare Shtursmad Bhakti Vaibhapuri Goswami Raj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mahabhagavad Gokshur Das Bhavani Raj ki jai. Sadhguru Goswami Sant Thakur Bhakti Nod ki jai. Sri Rupanand Gauri Gurva ki jai. Jai Sri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Gopal Bhatta Dasaguna Sat Goswami ki jai. Prem se Gosha Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Brajamandala Ketamanda Gaura Manal ki jai. Tibhuvana Mahakari Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohanju ki jai. Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Madheswara Sasbrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radharani ki jai. Nitya Leela Parishta Om Vishnupade Shtodra Sada Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Vyasa Puja Mahamotsav ki jai. Jai Gaura Sitanath Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Brindaye Tulasi Devyai Priyaye Kesavasacha Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satvatai Namo Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripasindubhayavacha Putitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.